What's up, guys? It's Jules. Time for another stitch with me, and working on Old World Map 2. Old World Map 2. I always have a hard time saying that. Old World Map 2. I can't remember if I told you guys it was going to be Old World Map 2 or baseball this week. I'm pretty sure it was Old World Map 2. See, again, can't say it the first time, but it's kind of funny that way. Let me grab my better readers than these. So I finished the prior page. Went back and I finished all that, filled it all in, got everything done. And so I still have a little bit. This is the vertical row of this, or the column, or whatever you want to call it, on this next page. So I'll get down there. But like I said, I wanted to kind of make some progress. And on this piece, I wanted to basically not repeat some of the mistakes I made on the prior page and on every page that I've been doing. And the biggest one was in not filling in all the little letters with all the, with like this color is used here and then over here, but then I wait till the end to do it, and then I can't quite figure out which color it is because the highlighting isn't, the marking of the grid isn't perfect. And so anyway, so I did that earlier. I've been working on this piece a lot this week, and as you can tell. And so I am, at this point, going to do a little bit of everything right now. So it's been kind of a weird last couple of days. Been kind of under the weather. Haven't been doing, actually had to switch out my my Saturday, so I got to work the next 2 Saturdays, but I needed it. I was really tired. Anyway, just a bunch of stuff going on and just wasn't feeling good, and so probably somewhat related back to that fall I took early last week. So hopefully I'll continue to improve with that. But on the upside, I got a lot of stitching done, guys. I mean, I seriously got so much stitching done. It was crazy how much stitching I got done. Let's see, okay, so you can tell what I got done with this piece. Got a lot done with this piece. And then, let's see what else. I got a lot done with Ronnie Waterloo Place. I worked on baseball a lot. I worked on baseball, and then, hold on, I'm looking as I'm stitching. Dachshund got some good progress. I finished the page on Reaper. What else did the Chicago Bears piece saw some work. I mean, just kind of ridiculous. It was just everywhere. I was doing all the stitching. So I was pretty happy about that. So at least I got the stitchy bug. Maybe that was the problem. I got the stitchy bug. Poor me. Got the stitchy bug. And then all I could do was stitch. Couldn't work. Oh, darn. I also think I'm trying to get sick, so we'll see how that goes this week. Boop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo. Boopity-boopity-boo. But I do need to get myself up and moving today. A bit more. A beat more. So we didn't go to the Reptile Expo. I just didn't want to be walking around amongst all those crazy people when I wasn't feeling great. So we just kind of hung out all day yesterday, and like I said, got a ton of stitching done. There we go. But I'm real pleased with how the progress I've made on this page. Focusing on the lettering has helped a lot. And I think, well, I don't know for sure. I'd love to say lesson learned with that last page. We know that's not true. We know that is not true when it comes to me. I don't learn my lessons always. But I'm excited about this project and getting progress made on it. Boop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo. There's Coco Ma. Doop 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 doop. So I reckon I might become a baseball fan again. We'll see. I keep jumping my sports all of a sudden. But I used to watch a lot of baseball way back in the day. Well, I shouldn't say I watched a lot. I just kept up with it mostly. And, oops. And, oopsie doopsie. They're gonna, and it looks like they're gonna enact a pitch clock. They're gonna give pitchers in basically like, I don't know how many seconds, I forgot. Is it like 20 seconds or something to throw a pitch? Which I think is awesome. It's probably the batters more than it's the pitchers, really, as far as taking so much time. It's one of the reasons why I'd love to watch playoff baseball, but I cannot handle. Did I make that stitch? Yeah, I did. Just a little, made that one a little tight. I can't handle, like, here's a pitch. All right, now the pitcher's gotta get back and on the mound and get ready to take the pitch, get the sign. The batter's got to step out like maybe twice, adjust every piece of equipment that he has, and get back in the batter's box. Oh, God, I hate the way the game has changed in that regard, how delayed every pitch is. So I hope that this helps. I hope that they continue it into the playoffs because the pace of play would be so much better. I don't even want to know what's going on downstairs right now. Sounds like there's a zombie trying to knock on the door. It's like thud. Thud. These dogs. I did it again! No! Doesn't sound very promising. That's probably Doogie. It's nothing we can't fix when we go downstairs. My husband just ran out to the store, so. Is there anything else I worked on? Let's see. I'm like, well, what else could there be? Okay, let me stop and look behind myself for a second. I worked on Stormtrooper too. I did that last night. Oh, so today will be like more Old World Map 2, and then I think do a little bit more Stormtrooper, confetti stitches, and then I'll probably go to like Honeybee or something. Work on Honeybee, try to make some progress on that. I have finally gotten back into listening to audiobooks. Finally. And, holy cow, guys. I miss them so much. I kind of, whenever I kind of fall back into something, I do it like 1,000%. It's like ridiculous. It's like. I hate that when I say that. But when I do something, I do get crazy about it. I don't just love it. I love it. So what have I listened to? I started listening to Dean Koontz. Now, I haven't done a lot of Dean Koontz. I did, what was that one? What's that one about? Oh, Odd Thomas. I liked Odd Thomas. So I read that one. That was good. Or I listened to it. I'm not a reader. I'm a listener. Can you imagine if I was a reader, how much time that takes away from cross-stitching? Too much time. So I listened to, actually this week, I listened to the first and second Frankenstein series. And it's getting really scary. So, or I don't know if scary is a good word, but it's getting really interesting, I should say. It's good. It's not great. It's no monstromologist, but it's pretty good. And I finally finished, because what I do is I have a whatchamacallit, a library card with my local library. But instead of going over there and doing that, I go through a app called Overdrive. I've talked about it, but it's been quite a long time since I've talked about it. And so Overdrive is basically a way that you can check out books and whatnot, but you would read them on if you wanted to read them, you could read them like on your tablet or your phone, even your computer, I think. And then for me with the audiobooks, I just download the MP3 files, and I get them for about 21 days exactly is what I get them for. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bum, 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 bum. Hold on a second. There we go. And then, yeah, so you do that, and then I've just been bopping around with my little Wi-Fi headphones and listening to books for the last, I've not been feeling all that great the last 3 or 4 days. It's been awesome. Uh-oh. I think Bailey's outside. It's always something. It's always something with these crazies. Is she out front? Please don't be out front. It's kind of early in the morning to be barking. We try to be responsible pet owners and not let our dogs bark incessantly. I can always tell when my neighbors are actually home because they don't let the dogs stay outside. And because their dog barks. I'd be kind of happy if they finally move. They're renting, they don't own the place, so it'd be nice if I'd like a nice older couple that, gosh, I'm getting old. I want a nice older couple that they don't party and they don't leave their dog outside. These are not perfect stitches. Anyway, let's go back to the book thing. So, I really like it because it still gives credit to your library. Did I not bring... Oh, phew. Thought I hadn't brought my scissors. That would be bad. Yay. But your library still gets credit. And when your library gets credit, then they get more funding, and so it's good things. Just highlighting. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I ran. Oh, man. Okie dokie. Now we're going to move on to some color. We're going to do some color. So anyway, what I've been doing... So let's see, I did Frankenstein. I finally finished the book, The Woman Who Smashed Codes. It was about a this woman who, quite amazing, back in, hold on a second, let me just make sure I get this started correctly. Who basically had just a great analytical mind and a talent for code breaking. And, oh man, I did that again, didn't I? And she is quite amazing in that she came up with so many different methods for code breaking and taught how to think about code breaking. And she was, I didn't realize this, but during World War II, the best code breaking unit that America had for World War II was in the Coast Guard. And that was where she worked. She had the office, and she taught all the early code breakers. That was her. And it's a fantastic book. It's one of those books where, it's one of those stories where, because of the ability to be so secretive, or the desire to be so secretive, that so much got kind of, so much of what she did was pushed out of the limelight, and she doesn't get any credit, or hasn't gotten any credit until recently, when her files had all been discovered in the NSA archives, or the Library of Congress, maybe. I can't remember exactly where they are. But it's just a fascinating story, and she did so much. She really was pretty cool. But in general, it's a good book also just about cryptology, at least from the American side, in World War II. If you like those kind of things, I would highly recommend it, because it was pretty good. It was really good. And then now I'm back into a series by, I think her name is like Libby Bray. I don't have it. I can't pop it up real quick, but I forgot what the first one is. The second one that I'm on right now is called Layer of Dreams, and it's kind of a spooky, historical, it's fiction. It's sort of, I don't know. You'd have to read the description in order to like really, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the narrator in it. The female narrator in this book is just impressive. She sings in different accents, and she does all voices very distinctly. And these voices are very distinct. A lot of those old-timey New York accents and stuff, the way people kind of talked back then. And but I'm over halfway through the second book. So, and then when I get done with that, I need to finish the Jim Butcher, the Dresden Files book that I have been trying to finish for forever. I've downloaded it, I should say. I've checked it out, so-called checked it out for forever. I think I've done it like, this might be either the fourth or the fifth time I've checked it out. I'm only about halfway through that book, but I finally am kind of in that mood to listen to books. So I'm kind of happy about that. I have a goal with Goodreads. If you guys don't have Goodreads or a Goodreads account and you like books, you should have a Goodreads account, because it's a fantastic place to keep track of books that you want to read, books you've read. If your friends have a Goodreads account and they're big readers, you can see what they're reading and what they like, and you can just get really great recommendations for books, period. It's pretty awesome in that regard. So I have a reading goal for the year that I wanted to read 20 books, or basically listen to 20 books this year. And I'm ahead of my goal now after this past week. When I was a kid, I was an absolute voracious reader. I read, well, for the most part, most of my reading was done when I was at my grandma and grandpa's house. They had a farm in Indiana, and there wasn't a ton to do, and so I read a lot. And we would go to the library, the little county library, and I would basically, wait, where am I? What am I? What have I done? I think I did that. So, gotta go backwards a little bit here. I didn't think I could do that. So I would go there and literally check out like as many books as I could carry, which would be like a dozen books. And they were all small, you know, not small, but I read through like the whole Hardy Boys series, the Lighthouse Gang. I didn't care for Nancy Drew a whole lot. I forgot, I like sports books, animal books, you name it. And I would go through, like, I could burn through 100 books in a summer. Because that's all I would do is just read. And I was a fast reader. And the library ladies loved me because, you know, I would dramatically increase their reading count every summer. Give them more funding, which would ultimately give them more funding. My grandma used to tell me stories about that. When is that granddaughter of yours going to come back? We need her to come back and check out some books. I was always a pretty good reader until I got into, until I went into like college, and then once I did all that, it was kind of, let me actually highlight. I don't know, all my time was spent studying when I was reading, so I never wanted to just read, which is unfortunate. I missed a lot of books. Now, and the great thing about cross-stitching is that you can fully immerse yourself in this, but then still listen to a book and immerse yourself in that. You can split your immersion. I like that. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So, boopity 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 boo. Boop 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 boop. I'm gonna get a lot of work done on this page today, I think. I've started another list up on whatchamacallit, I really hope that's my husband that's here. I don't think it is because somebody's getting into something. I don't even want to go downstairs and look. I really don't. But what was it on now? So I started another list on everything cross stitch for floss. As I'm going through more stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I need some of this. Oh, and I need some of that. Oh, and I need some of this. I had to pause the video for a second there just so I could yell at the dogs. Let them know that there is somebody here and that they cannot just willy-nilly. Why nobody ever used the name willy-nilly for a band, I don't know, but because that'd be pretty cool. Doop 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 doo. Doop 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 doo. Doop 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 doo. Anyway, yes, I will get a lot done today. And I will continue to make my list of floss that I need when I need it. Which is frequently. I use a lot of floss, people. I think you know that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off here. He's so pretty. Let's highlight, shall we? Doop doop doo. Boop doop 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 doo. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys the most obvious thing that happened. It snowed a lot yesterday. Well, Friday night it snowed a lot. And we're talking like 5-6 inches of snow. It was pretty cool. Wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, but I did not. Other than it was like perfect cross-stitching weather to stay home, which I was happy I was home. Boopity 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 boo. Boop, 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 boop. We're going to continue on with our little tour of 445. There's that. Uh-oh. I got the old piece in there, mixed in with the new piece. Consequently, I made a boo-boo. Boo-boo. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Do-do-do. Okay. Do. Right down here. Let's go all the way down here, because let's fill this part down here first. Doobie-doo-be-doo, I don't know how Coco has the lung capacity to bark like that. She's just, I mean, it's going to be really weird when she finally does pass. She's like 15 years old. And she is just so much, I mean, she's either flat out asleep for like half the day, or she's running around barking, telling us what's what. What? What? Got a snaggerific here, kids. Snaggerific. There we go. See? Well, you didn't see because I didn't show it to you. Ah, people. Anyway, bunch of snow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's got to be like the biggest winter we've had in a while. And it's not even our snowiest months yet. The snowiest months are March and April. So, we will see how those months go when the time comes. Can't even believe next week is March 1st. Is it next week? At some point coming up, it's March 1st. I think Friday, maybe. But anyway. Shoo. And then this one, this one. This one, this one. I haven't uncovered the birds yet. That's why they've been so quiet in this video. They were actually noisy underneath there. I'll uncover them here in a little bit, but I just didn't do it before I started the video. Double check. Yes, that is correct. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I love it when you guys tell me like how many stitches that you've done while you've been watching or listening. You guys you stitch good. You stitch good. I like it. So now I'm coming back up. I just got to see sort of where I am. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to look really good this week. I'm going to get a lot of stitching done. No farf farf. I feel motivated to get this top row done soon. As soon as I can, you know? Bum, 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 bum. Have not been watching any of the new football league. I'm just kind of like, meh, it's not football season. You guys can't trick me. You can't trick me into thinking that it's football season. Get in there, you. Hubby must be exploring the grocery store. I think he is. He's trying to find some healthier things for us to eat. I said, go get healthy stuff. Well, not completely healthy stuff. We don't want to be too crazy. Can't change the world in just one. Can't make too many changes with your diet all at once, and you definitely will be like, oh, I crave a cheeseburger. And then it all falls apart. But if you say, I'll have cheeseburgers on Tuesday, so I'll be good today, that's way better. At least for me. couldn't find Carter the other day. I was like, I always check for him at least twice a day, usually 3 times. I just want to make sure he looks okay. Not that there's anything I could really do for him if he wasn't. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't have all that knowledge. But I could not find him. Was it last night or the night before? One of those nights. And I was just looking and looking and looking, and finally ended up finding him on the floor underneath everything. Underneath all the, like, he went and burrowed under the bedding and everything, and I'm thinking, why did he do that? Was he cold? I mean, I have a heating mat on one side of the thing. He could have just gone over there. Was he wanting to hide? I'm still not really sure. I actually picked him off the floor, held him in my hand for a couple minutes, kind of warmed him up a little bit, because it was right at the night transition, and when he usually is more active. And then he was all Mr., running around after that. It's just kind of weird. It's the first time I've caught him on the floor like that. It just kind of worried me a little bit. Let's say that. A little bit of worry. Gonna tie it off. Arf, 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 arf. Arf, 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 arf. Baba hum, baba hum, baba hum. What, pray tell, shall we do now? Maybe we should just jump into, I don't think I have that color with me. 4, so 5. You guys see you guys can check out look at all my floss that I need, my floss key for this. Isn't that crazy? When you have a really large, like a multi-page floss key, what you can do is basically then cut up, like these are 3 pages basically. It's one column is a page. And I cut them up, and then basically I went in here, I actually taped them to just another piece of paper, and then put them in here to protect it. And that was probably the smartest thing I've done in quite a while. And I got everything on this. And this thing is incredibly well worn, but it's a lot. It's like 200. Is it 200? I forgot how many colors. It's a lot of colors. Let's just say that. So, but every once in a while I'll come across something and be like, I don't have that color. Arf, 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 arf. Arf, 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 arf. Arf, 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 arf. All right, tell you what. Let's do some of this. Here we go. Here we go. Doop, 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 doop. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Okay, so, because here's my quandary. So I gotta do, I'm getting ready to do 745, which is this little up arrow, right? Well, right next to all those up arrows, well, actually, is a ton of these down arrows, which it's just a slightly different color, yellow. So I have to make sure that I'm focusing more on the up arrows and not that I think it would really matter, but in the sense of doing the right thing by old world map too. Boy, I just really struggle with words. Talking is hard, man. There we go. Uh-oh, got a little fuzz or something in there. You won't get fuzzy pieces if you do the loop method, Jules. Apologize for the third person talking. Who's that third person talking? But, yeah, it's true. You won't. If you do the loop method, you won't get that kind of issue. However, I tried. Do what works. Do what I like what I do. So I'm literally just going to go square by square with this color. It's all over the place. Whoop. I almost missed that it was there. See, it's so easy to miss this particular, because literally the up arrows and the down arrows are all mixed together. So sometimes I'll look at it and be like, oh, it didn't, I don't need to color this. And then I look back and it's like, oh, I do. Whoops. Oopsies. I'm still watching bird videos, but I think I've come to the realization that I am not, at least in this lifetime, owning a bird. Not you guys. Not you guys. You guys are awesome. Owning a bigger bird that's going to live forever is not in the cards. At least I don't think so. We'll see. I keep changing my mind. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But nothing that's going to live 80 years. I wouldn't want to do that to a bird. Make it go to a new home. Go to the old bird's home. Trying to think if I've heard any interesting news articles this week. Any fascinating tales. And alas, I cannot. My brain wasn't working really well this week. Urf, urf, urf. Man, the husband has. Maybe he ran into somebody. Get a nice little piece of green. Got some green. There it is. There it is. Where he's really exploring. He's researching. One, two, three, four. There we go. I'm just double checking all my stitching. All my stitching. Now I'm messing up the stitch below. Well, not too bad. Golly gee willikers, Jules. What are you doing down here? I do declare. I do declare. Now you guys know, as far as making mistakes while I'm stitching, or if the stitches aren't perfect, I am not fretting over that on a piece that has a million stitches. It's not going to be visible unless you really get down to the nitty-gritty. But I'm just not. I could not stitch if I was that much of a perfectionist. Well, I mean, at least I couldn't. I know a lot of people could, and they do, and they're great at it. But I could not. That's just not. not my wheelhouse. Do 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 do. Arf, arf, arf. Doop 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 doop. Okay, I think I'm going to end this here in a second. We're coming up in a good place to stop, but I'm getting kind of tired. And there we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Ugh. Hold on. Hold on there, cross-stitchy people. Whew. I'm going to the eye doctor this week, or the vision doctor, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe get some new reading glasses. We'll see what they say about my eyeballs when I get in there. But I imagine I don't think I need them though, because I think that my fancy little helpers, readers, whatever, are just fine for now. I don't need any of those. So let's just see if there's any changes anywhere else. Let's see here. Let me quick highlight this before I forget. Quick highlight. Doop doop doo. Boop doop doo. Let's see. There we go. And one there. And one there. Perfecto. Alright, let me get this out of the way here. Where are you? There you are. Let's pull this down and do a little close-up examination of where we are. So this is LOC, and that's the little N of, I'm not sure what that is. But if we look at this one, let's see, I don't have a lot of light right here. There we go, hold on. Let me grab my little needle / pointer. So we're actually all the way right here. Oh, then I go block my light. We're right here. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're right here. So we're like, what, 2/3 of the way through the top row? That's pretty good. I'm happy. A lot of details, a lot of details. It's going to be interesting to get over in this area. So, wait, let me put my readers back on so I can actually observe this. I need to try to figure out how to get a bigger picture printed. But that's Europa, Asia, Persiana, and Australiana. Is that right? I can't hardly read it. I think it's Australiana. And so, theoretically, the old world map, version 2. All right. So then, you can see kind of where I finished all that. So I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty dang happy about that. I don't know how heavy this thing is. It's not really heavy yet, but I mean, this thing's like getting worn in really well. But it's nice because, let's see, where am I? So literally this is just the page. Because I've already done that one row, that column or whatever, or the vast majority of it, I'm already like way ahead. So I just don't have a ton to do over there, but I'm pretty happy about it. Not a ton, what am I talking about? Overall Map 2 is always a ton of work. It's a ton of something. It's a ton of something. But anyway, that's it for this weekend. Thank you guys so much. There's going to be a lot of progress in this upcoming weekly update to show y'all, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I will see you guys real soon, and take care.